Alright, hello everyone. So today we're gonna be replacing the rotor and the brake pads on the 1998 Mazda B4000. Could be the same with Ford Rangers also, because they're pretty much the same. So I went ahead and took out the tires, took out the caliper, I took out the bracket of the caliper that only holds 13 for the caliper, 15 for these brackets. So as you can see, and I already pushed the piston in. All I did was put the old pads in there and went ahead and used a C-clamp and pushed it in. Alright, so do it that way, or you could do it this way. So that's the easy part. Now we're gonna do the hard part. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this cap. You can use just a little tap, just enough to open it. But once you get it to open, you can just there you go. So it started opening, so we can just twist your screwdriver in here like this. Alright, and also I am going to go ahead and replace the bearing, the inner bearing in this. Already I did buy one. So once you open that cap, you're going to see the little clips there. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Yeah, so while you're in here, might as well go ahead and replace that bearing, you know, so that way it'll save you time for in case anything happens to it. So it's never been replaced. So all right, we'll save all those. Okay, so these little things here, they do break, so we'll be replacing it with a new one. I had some laying around. I'm gonna go ahead and take this nut off. Wow, it's loose. Huh. You see that? It's starting by my hand. Anyways, so I'm gonna take this off. Once you take this nut off, should be able to pull the rotor. Just be careful with the this little spacer here. There's a bearing inside, and then the inner bearing inside. Okay, so just gonna pull it out like so, like that. Okay, so like I said, you got this little bearing. We're gonna clean this up, repack it with grease, put it back together. So just remind yourself how it goes. All right, so the smaller side is going towards in that way. Okay, and then the bearing inside, that's got a seal. I'm gonna show you guys in the back. So this is a seal with the bearing inside. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna punch that out. And I was able to buy the bearing, but I wasn't able to buy the seal. They didn't have any, so I'm gonna go ahead and reuse this seal. Okay, so I'm just gonna punch it out, clean the seal, and reuse it, but we're gonna go ahead and replace that bearing. So I have a little PVC and a little hammer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna angle it to hit the bearing, and then you just hit it. That's it, and that should come out. Ta-da! Just like so. So whenever you're putting this back in, make sure it does go in like so. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna replace the bearing, clean the seal, and put everything back together. Alright, so we're gonna repack it with grease. Make sure you have grease. We're gonna clean this off here. Let's see. So we already put the bearing. This is the new one. Already packed it, greased inside. Put a little bit more in there. Put that bearing in there. Then we're gonna put the. We're gonna go ahead and put the seal. So the seal is gonna have the little aluminum side of, and then the flat side. So you want the aluminum side go inside. Okay. All right. This side. Just real light tapping. Make sure that seal goes in there. Make sure it's there's no gap. Okay. Make sure it's all even. Good enough. This is the nut that came off. Alright. Also, I cleaned the small one already. As you can see, and packed it with grease. And we're gonna go ahead and let's see. Try to get it all dirty. I'm gonna go ahead and put this inside. There we go. All right, get that in there. Put the outer bearing in. Put the seal. Oh, there, the spacer. I'm gonna put the bolt. And you guys, I don't know what the torque spec is on this bolt, but I'm just gonna make sure it's not, I can't turn it with my hand like I did whenever it came out. So they do come loose. That's why you have that locking pin. So you do have to tighten these. So I mean, they gotta be torque. I'm just gonna tighten by hand, kind of snug. All right, so that's good right there. I mean, don't have to be too tight. So it's all good now. Cool. All right, and then we will put this like so. Once we put the cap, clean the cap up. Okay. And also in this, as you can see, I already did the caliper, pushed it in. We're gonna put the cap. Make sure you see the pinhole here.